Welcome to Mac Voices. This is the Talk of the Mac community, and I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, there's some things that you use, some programs, some utilities that you just kind of use because you have to, or they just sort of lay there. And there are others that you become a fan of, and you really are excited when a new version comes out. Even though you were happy with the last version, you're excited to see what the developer has done with it. And that's what's going on today. I'm happy to welcome Lynn Elliott. She is the product manager for Telestream's ScreenFlow, which is now at version 4.0. Lynn, thank you so much for coming. It's great to have you.
Thanks, Chuck. Thanks for having me.
So ScreenFlow 4, this is such a great program. I'm dying to know what you've done to 4, because when you all release a full point upgrade, it means there's a lot. They're not just a couple of little tweaks, but a lot of enhancements. What kind of tools are you going to give me now?
Well, yeah, you're right. When we do a full point upgrade, it's usually pretty exciting. And this 4.0 is one of our most ambitious yet. We have a ton of new features. So really, we've created ScreenFlow, or we've enhanced ScreenFlow, I should say, so that it's more streamlined, it's more powerful for editing, and it's faster and higher quality. So if you want, I can go over the features now, or I can give you an overview.
Well, I think what we'll do is in a second we'll actually put up your screen and let you show us what's going on. Great. But I'm kind of intrigued with the philosophy here. And in my enthusiasm, I've neglected to say, for those viewers and listeners who are not familiar with ScreenFlow, that it is a screen capture utility. And at that point, some people would yawn and say, well, okay, big deal. But ScreenFlow does so much more, and the fact that you are adding even more editing capabilities is intriguing. You're turning this into a little mini video editor, and not even a mini video editor, but a pretty capable one.
Yeah, and that's what we've heard from a lot of our users. And we started out several years ago as, like you said, a screen capture utility with a basic editor attached to it. And as the industry has matured and has people become more proficient at making videos, they've demanded more and more features. And a lot of people have learned video editing on ScreenFlow. And so a lot of those people are asking for more features to be able to edit their videos with more effects and with more power than what they're currently able to do with ScreenFlow. But yet, a lot of our users, again, are not professional video editors, and so they don't have any interest in going up to Final Cut or Adobe Premiere Pro, and we don't have any interest in competing with those products because they're much more powerful and robust than what we want. But for ScreenFlow users, what we want to be able to do is give them a tool where they can create really professional-looking videos with effects or with some powerful features that are available in some of the more pro tools like Adobe Premiere Pro, but making it very intuitive and easy to use so that even if you have no experience creating videos, you're still able to get into ScreenFlow, learn it pretty quickly, and churn out some nice products.
And that's really intriguing because this is a screen capture utility. So many of us use it for demos, or like we're going to use it here in a second to capture your screen and let folks see what's going on, and then do a little post-production, sweeten it, add the effects and all. I have to ask, is anybody looking at ScreenFlow as maybe a dedicated video editor for the videos we take with our iPhones or maybe DSLRs?
Absolutely, and that's kind of where this has taken us. Our users have given us feature requests either through our blog or through customer support or through the forum. And more of those features requests are focused on more robust editing features. And a lot of people are using it as their primary editing tool, whether or not they're capturing their screen or not as part of their workflow. So we do have a lot of customers that don't even use it as a capture tool, but they use it exclusively as a video editing tool.
Given Telestream's position in the industry, that probably shouldn't surprise any of us because of the amount of experience and expertise you all have in both audio and video for both the consumer level market as well as the pro level market.
Yeah, we have a lot of tools that range from the very low level Flip for Mac all the way up to enterprise level. But all of our tools have the capability or the similarity that they all have to do with creating or moving video content. So that's what Telestream does best.
Great. Well, let's, instead of just talking about it, let's take a look at ScreenFlow 4 and see what all's there for all of us who are familiar with it and for the people that are brand new to it.
Great. Okay.
So this is Lynn's screen, and Lynn has the brand new version of ScreenFlow up. Lynn, it looks familiar, but I see a couple of little changes, I believe, that I would recognize.
Yeah, the most obvious one here is the time code right here in the main screen, so you can see exactly where you are at any point in the video. So that's probably the most obvious change you'll see right off the bat.
Yeah, that's the one that jumped out at me.
Yeah. But the couple of great features of ScreenFlow 4, one of my favorite features is nested clips. And what nested clips allows you to do is to take your complex or really cluttered timeline. See my timeline here has a ton of layers to it and lots of little text and annotation clips. And what I can do is I can highlight and select all of these clips here, for example, and nest those clips into one nested clip. And I get this little message coming up. If I double click on the nested clip, then it brings up a separate timeline that's a tab unrelated to my default tab here. And I can edit that nested clip inside my default timeline, in my nested clip timeline, or go back here to my default and just treat it as if it's a group of clips together. So what's great about that is not only, you saw how cluttered my screen was, or my timeline was there. It really can be a great tool to organize all your clips and keep things more manageable. But another great thing about it is that you can apply video filters to a nested clip. So it's in essence a way to join media clips together. So if I wanted to add a video action here, say to bring all of these clips, which is essentially the text and the annotations only, it's not the background. I can create a little video action to scale that in and scale it out. So let's see. Whoop. Here we go. And so when...
Audio ducking.
Oh, that's loud. Sorry. I will mute our audio here, just so we don't get that. So anyway, it's kind of, I didn't give you a very good example, but essentially it's a way to join your clips together to add filters or video actions to them. One of the things I use this for, this happens to me all the time. I will have a screen recorded clip or a video clip that I'm using, and I go through and I edit the whole thing and resize everything and get it all perfect. And then I realize, oh wait, I want to change the size of my canvas and I want it to be larger. And so then you have to go through every edited split clip and resize it and get it ready. Well, with this, you could join all those clips together into one nested clip and then resize the group together, oops, as if it were just one clip that you hadn't split before. So I just size it.
And those are features that only someone who has done some editing and has some experience with, because you're right, that happens all the time. When you do something, you've split a clip into multiple pieces, done different things to it, and then realize, oh boy, I wanted to do this, that, or the other to all of them. So you've just added half an hour's worth of work to your project.
Exactly. So this is really nice. Also, some of our beta testers were using it for intros and outros that they use for all of their videos. So they created one nested clip that had their entire intro in it. And then it's really easy to just copy and paste that into another document or do a save as with your document, and you have your nested clip really organized and so you don't accidentally move things around.
Very nice, very nice. And the sophistication of the timeline, this is a great example of what can be done with ScreenFlow when it's not being used as just a screen capture utility.
Right, yeah, so you can add lots of layers, you can change the size of your layers. I've created this to make it look extra complex so that I can demonstrate how nested clips works. But yeah, it's a very intuitive timeline-based editing tool.
Okay, so nested clips are the first big thing, but that's not all we have.
No, we also have captions. So we now support ADA compliant soft subtitles that will be added as a caption track to MPEG-4 videos or your YouTube videos. So we have a new caption editor tool here, and I've just shown you how to open the caption track so you can see it. And what it will do is anytime you have voiceover or audio in your ScreenFlow project, it will give you a caption tool, which then you can open up. These increments are set to 3 seconds each, but you can change that. And as you listen to your audio, you can transcribe or copy and paste your subtitles into the segments, and then tab to the next segment and move to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and easily put in all your captions. And when you're ready to export them, well, before I go that far, let me just say that you can also do several languages. So if I choose to do some captions in Hungarian, my English ones will disappear, and I can do the same thing for my Hungarian captions. Then when you export it, all your language tracks will show up as separate tracks to your viewer that they can choose which one they want to see. You can also export them to SRT files. And when you're ready to export, you would just hit export and choose your MPEG-4 video and select add captions track to export your captions.
That is very impressive, and it appears to be, I haven't used it obviously, but it appears to be so nicely implemented that it takes some of the burden off of adding those captions.
Yeah, we tried to make it as intuitive as possible, and it really is, there's nothing, oops, sorry. See, as you can see, it'll keep on playing so that you can find the exact words that you want to put into your caption editor tool. But yeah, we tried to make it as intuitive as possible, and we think we did a pretty good job. So,
indeed, very nice.
So, other than nested clips and captions, I mentioned our MP4 export. So, let me go here. We now use the X.264 codec to export H.264 videos. So what that means is it's a simpler export screen. And with X.264, it's extremely fast and high quality MP4 videos. So you'll see a marked improvement in the speed of your exports and also the quality. We also still have our lossless exports for anybody that's working with professional editing tools that don't want MP4 videos, and we have our presets also that still exist. So that's still an option, but the web exports are now all MPEG-4 video.
Before you leave that screen, is ProRes with Alpha new?
Yes, that's another new feature. So you can export, lossless with a ProRes Alpha, an Alpha channel with ProRes.
That's great. And I also have to say, for the listeners that may not pay attention to some of the back-end stuff, I use X.264 to do all the MacVoicesTV episodes. If you do a side-by-side comparison, it really is amazing how much better the quality is. We all think H.264 is great. X.264 is much better. So I'm kind of excited to see you have it built in. I don't have to jump through a bunch of hoops to try to use that to encode what I export.
Right. And as Telestream, this is what we do. We excel at the encoding and transcoding of video, and we pay all the royalties. This is all legal, of course, and we pay the royalty for X.264 encoding, and it's implemented in such a way that it's easy to use here, but it really improves the speed and quality of the exports.
Great. That right there is worth the price of admission for the 4.0 version, at least to me.
Yeah. So then in addition to that, we also have some new features, some new video and audio features. Let me get onto just get onto a screen recorded clip here. So down here in our video panel, we've added some things down at the bottom. So you have to scroll down to get to the video filters. But if you click here, we've added core image filters, and we've also added core audio filters in the audio panel. One of the first ones you'll see here, which is actually not a core filter, it's our own filter, is chroma key. So you can add chroma key now to your ScreenFlow videos. And I've got a chroma key clip here. There we go. So we can just use this as an example. Move my scrubber over here. Oh, and he's already keyed out, so I'll show you how easy it is to use this. So we've got our chroma key guy here, and we just click on the video filters, click on chroma key, and select add, and then we go down and we can click on the color to refine the colors. So you can click on the refine key, and maybe you don't have a background that's quite as smooth as the one I'm demonstrating here, but it makes it easy to pick out exactly the color that you want to remove, and then you can refine that even further with some of the white clip tolerance and angle settings that we have here. So it's a really easy and very high quality way to include chroma key shots into any of your videos. And then in addition to that chroma key, we've also got a host of other core image filters, which I was mentioning before. So these can all be used on any video or screen recording. We've got blurs, we've got stylize, color adjustments, we've got color effects. Oops, it's not letting me get down there. And so you can add any of these, and you can add multiple. This one, it wasn't probably a very good one to choose, but you can add multiple video filters to any clip. You can stack them on, and they will just appear down below here. And then we've got the same thing with audio filters. So if you select an audio source, you scroll down the audio panel, you'll see audio filters here, and you can add, we've got distortion, we've got graphic equalizers, delay, dynamics processors. So you can add any of these, and each one of them will have its own settings that you can really dig into and find the best settings for your videos there.
Lynn, I suspected that you would add a lot of things for video editing. This competes very well with iMovie and certainly definitely the lower end of Final Cut Pro.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping. I think there's a big market out there for people that are not professional video editors, like I said, but yet they want to be able to create a nice looking, professional looking video. So I think ScreenFlow, we're targeting that market.
Definitely, definitely. What else do we have here? Is the icon that it's at the top up there with the musical note, is that new? Or am I just seeing it because now?
No, this is our media library. That's been there before. Okay. So one of the things that we've done here is we've made it a lot easier to sort your media and organize your media. So a lot of the projects that we were receiving from our customers included 50 or more pieces of media. And it gets kind of cumbersome if you're trying to sort through them and look at them. And so we added a few different ways to sort the media, so you can look at it as a list. You can also arrange it by name or duration or type of media, and you can also group your media by type, so maybe keep all of your screen recordings in one area and all your other media in another area, or audio in another area. And then one of the cool features that I love is that you can click on any media in here. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Click on any media here, or right-click, and you can select the clips in the timeline where it's used. So, for example, you might want to delete a piece of media from your media bin and not remember exactly if you've put it into your project somewhere and you can't see it. So this is an easy way to just find, oh, and it's right there, it's highlighted, find all the media in your timeline that's here in your media bin. So it's just a quick and easy way to do that.
Very nice, very nice. Anything else that we should make sure we highlight?
Let's see. I think one of the great new features is a dynamic linking tool. So if you have media, for example, that you have created in a program outside of ScreenFlow, so let's say you've got a piece of media that you created in Photoshop and you import it into ScreenFlow, but then you go back out and you need to make changes to that original source piece of media. If you do that in Photoshop and then open up ScreenFlow again, you'll get a little icon in the side here of your media up in the upper right-hand corner that looks like a reload icon. And so essentially what we've done is we've maintained the link to your source media in ScreenFlow. So rather than having to export it out of Photoshop, import it back into ScreenFlow, and replace it in your timeline and canvas, now all you have to do is press that little dynamic link button or icon, and it will automatically reload the most recent and updated source media and replace it wherever it's in your timeline or canvas. So it's a real time saver for people that use a lot of media that's created outside of ScreenFlow.
Lynn, something we didn't talk about, and I think it's showing up here, is you all maintain a very active ScreenFlow community on your website and in your social media accounts. You constantly are interacting with your customers, asking for input, and this is the result. You've got some things that aren't just for the real geeks, but for the people that are really trying to use this to produce videos.
Absolutely, yeah. I've got a blog that I maintain, and we are very active on Twitter and on Facebook. And not only that, we've got a forum, so people are constantly on the forum for use case scenarios, coming up with ideas or asking other forum users what they experience and what video cameras are best and that sort of thing. But yeah, we constantly go out to our user base and ask them what they want, and we've had a great beta program for ScreenFlow 4 that have been tremendously helpful in not only finding bugs, but also suggesting ideas or suggesting better ways of implementing things. So yeah, we've got a great user base, very active.
Lynn, it's an impressive set of features, and obviously those are the highlights of ScreenFlow 4. One thing I did want to ask you, though, has there been any change, or did there need to be any change to ScreenFlow to handle screen capture on the MacBook Pro Retina?
And that's a good point, because ScreenFlow now we've redone the whole recording application, and we did have to redo and make some changes for the Retina. Our existing screen, or the previous version 308, which is what we were at, handled Retina displays and full screen recording on Retina displays perfectly fine. With ScreenFlow 4, it's going to be more efficient, and there's going to be lower file sizes. So it's actually really high quality screen capture on Retina 288 or 2880 by whatever it is, 1880 or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's big, and I know I've used ScreenFlow, the previous version, on my Retina with great results. But I just wondered if there are any tweaks or if there was any serious consideration about that, because Apple's starting to pack a lot of pickles in here for you all to deal with.
Yeah, it's tough keeping up with them sometimes. But ScreenFlow 4 is now a 64-bit app on Lion and Mountain Lion, so it improves the efficiency of capture and export, as well as the processing within the application itself.
Lynn, the question we always have to ask as we get to the end of the interview: What kind of price is this? What are the upgrades, and Mac App Store or straight from Telestream?
So yes, ScreenFlow 4 is available on the Telestream.net store right now. And for a new license, it's $99, as it's always been. And for an upgrade from any previous version is $29. So we've simplified our upgrade pricing a little bit. And from any version prior to ScreenFlow 4, it's just $29. We also sell on the Mac App Store. And we are waiting for that to be approved by Apple. And as soon as it's available, we will make that available on the Mac App Store as well. And we do have some upgrade incentives and upgrade options for Mac App Store users. So if you come to our website at telestream.net/ScreenFlow, there's an upgrade tab there that you can see what the options are there.
Terrific, terrific. Well, I know I'm anxiously waiting for it to propagate through the App Store, and maybe it'll have happened by the time the folks see this, because I want to get my hands on some of these new features.
Yeah.
Lynn, thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure. I really appreciate you taking the time to show us the new version of ScreenFlow 4, and we'll talk to you again soon, I hope.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chuck, for having me on.
Folks, I'll have links in the show notes to see everything that Lynn Elliott just talked about for ScreenFlow 4, where you can go to get your copy, obviously, in the Mac App Store or straight from Telestream. And, of course, there will be links in everything else that the Mac Voices group is doing, so check us out. Until the next time, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is the Talk of the Mac community. Thanks for watching. MacVoicesTV is part of the Mac Voices Group at MacVoicesGroup.com. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at BackbeatMedia.com.